myself Farmer Terry because I decided I wanted to start a new career. They say that you'll have more than one career. They say people will have 3 or 4. So I have been a stay-at-home mom for 15 years, and then I decided to try something new, and I took up gardening and cooking. So I went and took myself an organic gardening course from a group called Habishaw Works in Atlanta. It's an urban group, and they teach you how to garden organically. And what organic means is, when you hear the word organic, that means that they're growing food without any pesticides that are harmful to the environment. And when I say organically and pesticide free, that means we're not adding anything in this garden like Roundup or anything bad to kill all the bugs, because when you put stuff out in your garden to kill one bug, that same thing will kill all of the bugs in your garden. And you have 2 kinds of bugs in the garden. You have something called beneficial bugs, and then you have bad bugs. I just call them bad bugs, but beneficial bugs are things like ladybugs. Everybody heard of ladybugs, right? Ladybugs are beneficial, and you want to put them in your plot because the ladybugs would eat up bad insects. The ladybugs don't eat the food in the garden. They eat other insects. You didn't know that about them. They look pretty and nice, but they eat other insects. So ladybugs are our friends. So whenever you see a ladybug and you see a garden and the ladybug is in the garden, he's doing really, really good work for that garden. He's protecting it and taking care of it. So we don't put anything in the garden that's going to hurt the beneficial bugs. Also, we have a beehive back here. The bees come out, they pollinate stuff. That means they go and they get the nectar out. When they do that, they're pollinating our garden and making our garden better. What we want to do today is, each one of these plots out here is owned by somebody. You can rent yourself a plot. Well, we call it joining the garden. You join the garden and you get your plot. So I think you guys may end up getting a plot so you guys can come out here and do some gardening yourself. So people come out here and they tend to their plots. They plant whatever they want to plant. We welcome people to come out here and relax just like we're doing today, because the garden is a place of peace. Don't you feel relaxed since you've been out here? You feel free. You kind of tend to forget about everything else. And when you're in the garden, you may think you've been here 15 minutes, you'll be here 30 minutes. The time goes by very fast. So I encourage people to come out here and relax. What we want to do today is, I want to get some seeds, and I want you guys to pick out something that you would like to grow. We have vegetables and we have flowers. You can do more than one if you want to, because we have plenty of dirt, and that's up to your leader how many cups. And we're going to be using paper cups. If you could get those for me today. I mean, right now, we're going to be using paper cups. And the reason why we use paper cups for 2 reasons. One, paper is good for the environment. That paper cup is going to decompose down very quickly because it's made out of paper. You know, if you try and keep using this cup, it starts to fall apart after a while. You're like, oh, mommy, it's leaking, because paper decomposes, and that's what we want to happen. Just like this is decomposing. You see it? It was a really big pile, but as the years go by, this pile got shorter and shorter. And if you look at it, it used to be all wood chips, but it started to decompose. And if you look down here, you see that the soil is starting to get different. It looks different, and it's starting to break down. It takes us a pretty good while, but you have some pretty good soil in here. So we use this to put around our beds, and eventually this will decompose too. But what we're going to do today is, we're going to write your name on here, and you're going to write what seeds you picked out. And we have 2 different kinds of seasons. We have cool weather and we have warm weather crops. These are cool weather, so we're going to pick out stuff for warm weather because it's what? Warm and hot now. These things you plant in the fall, like at the end of August and September, because these things will grow when the weather's really cool, like collard greens and lettuce. Everybody knows about lettuce. You don't grow lettuce in the summertime, it's too hot. So the things that grow in the summer, like string beans, peppers, let me see what's right, sunflowers, tomatoes, those kind of things grow well in the summer. So we're going to pick out some seeds here, guys, and I'm going to let you first get your cup, and I want you to fill it up with dirt. But listen, you're going to have to put a hole in the bottom. The reason why is because you have to let the water drain out, because if you leave this filled up with water, it's going to drown your plants. Just like you couldn't stay in water, could you, and survive? You have to have air. So the same thing with your plant. Once you put it in here, you have to have a hole in here, because otherwise you're going to keep watering, and then it's just going to get soggy and it's not going to grow. And what happens is your seeds will rot, okay? So first we're going to start out by getting a cup. Everybody get a cup. And then once you get your cup, we're going to get some dirt. And once you get your dirt, you're going to put the dirt in there, and then you're going to pick out the seeds that you want to put in there, okay? Let me get some more seeds. I have a few more. I'll be right back, okay? But you guys can go ahead and get your cups and start that. And if you want to, do you have a marker?
Oh.
Or something to put their names on it?
Ma'am, I got a question for you, too, real quick.